Welcome to episode 80 of Two Guys, One Sport. Holy crap, that's a big number. Yeah, 80 is quite a number. Good evening. My name is Chris.
I'm George. Chris, how was your day today?
How
was your week? Let's back up. How's your week?
All right. The week up until today has been really freaking good. Today was just one of those days where like one thing happened that just kind of set me off and just made the whole day just kind of go downhill until I got out of work. I actually had messaged you about it, just something stupid that happened at work. Like really fucking stupid. But got home and everything was better.
I'm glad to hear.
But I forgot to get dinner.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I am doing podcast on an empty stomach, but the wonderful thing is Uber Eats is a thing. So after probably about 9:15-ish, or not at 9:15 because it's 9 o'clock now, 10:15-ish, I'm gonna hit up Uber Eats. I'm gonna order myself a pizza.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna eat some of the pizza tonight, and I'll save the rest of it for dinner tomorrow night to eat while I'm on stream, and it'll be awesome. Because, life is always better with pizza. And
yeah, it is.
You want to know what also makes life even better beyond that?
Mm-hmm.
The prospect of no longer being a slave to Lyft and mass transit. Because Saturday is, I think I'm going to be signing on a new car.
Fantastic.
On a lease for a new car.
What are you going? What are you going for?
I'm going with the Jetta. The Subaru dealership was not really up my lane with what I needed. So I'm going to go with the Jetta, the Volkswagen dealership. They've been in good communication with me. They've shown a willingness to work with me. So I'm going to give them my business, and we're gonna see about. I'm gonna just ask a couple of last questions, and then sign on the dotted line and have ourselves a lease. And I will finally feel like a functioning human being again. Because let me tell you, 6 weeks of mass transit and Lyft being your only source of transportation when you've been used to having your own car for a decade or more is it's rough. Let me tell you, it's rough. It's a rough transition, and it was a hard time. But
I take the train every day to work. I sold my car a year and a half ago, so pretty great.
You are also within a reasonable distance from your job, and you don't have the additional transportation on there because Lyft, it wouldn't be as bad if not for having to add Lyft into the equation. It's $5 for me to get the train from the town where my job is to where I live. But having to add in the Lyft and the inconsistency of Lyft was just it's just been a pain.
Yeah, that adds up. I can see that adding up.
Yeah,
financially.
And the mile home walk from the train station is it's been good a lot of days, but Monday it was downpouring. So walking a mile in a downpour was not fun.
That's a good segue. Two things. If you're listening to us, give us the thumbs up on YouTube. Click the little thumbs up thing. We always appreciate that. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. The information is the link below.
Follow the impending Twitch channel. The link is also in the description below.
We figure we'll do all these plugs again at the end of the show. We should do them at the beginning of the show too. And I'll plug this at the end of the show, but you brought this up. It's cold. So if you have spare coats, sweatshirts, gloves, scarves, hats, find someone to donate them to.
Absolutely.
Goodwill or a religious organization or library or school or anything like that. They'll be more than willing to take that stuff off your hands. If it's just wasting space in your closet, guys, why not pay it forward a little bit and have it go to someone in need?
Exactly. I did a big donation to Goodwill right before I moved when I moved out of Brooklyn, and let me tell you, you don't really realize just how much stuff you have when it's just sitting in a closet or sitting in a dresser drawer or something. I got a box that was roughly the size of boxes that the mini fridges come in that you take a mini fridge to college and the box that it comes in.
Oh my God, yeah.
I had a box that was that size, filled to the brim with old clothes that I just carted over to Goodwill, and it was a heavy motherfucker, but it felt really good to do that. This is just a wonderful thing.
I did laundry Tuesday because I was stressed out watching election shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna do laundry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That way I don't have to watch TV, which is the answer to anything is watching less cable news.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten how much I hate cable news.
Really, just not being, not partaking in any media consumption.
Yeah,
is often a good thing.
I was like, I'm gonna do laundry because this is I'm stressed, and then I can hang out at the laundromat and just watch shit on my phone or watch Twitter. And I realized that I've been washing the same 10 T-shirts every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pile of T-shirts at the bottom of my T-shirt drawer. I don't know what the bottom of the drawer looks like because I have the same pile of T-shirts at the bottom of the drawer. So tomorrow I'm going to put on a record or two and go through my closet and make a bag, or maybe hopefully more than one bag for Goodwill or whatever. Whatever. There's a library a few blocks away. They take donations.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm wearing the same shirts, which means the shirts I'm not wearing are just literally sitting there folded at the bottom of my drawer being wasted.
Yep, exactly.
It's that time of year, and you'll feel good doing it. You'll get the space, which is super valuable. I sold a bunch of books to a secondhand bookstore.
Nice.
And now I have, and even though I didn't make a lot of money, it was more the space was more important. This space is valuable. I don't get the whole pack rat mentality. I love throwing shit away.
Yeah.
I love donating and throwing. I don't get the whole pack rat mentality. I was watching that. You ever watch that Hoarders show?
Oh God, I don't want to watch that show. The few times I've seen it, it's just it makes my skin crawl to see what some of these people.
And I know a lot of those people have an actual illness.
Yeah,
and I'm not making light of that. Don't at all. And mental health is it's a very big deal.
If you listen to our show, you should know that we are both huge.
Mental health is a huge deal.
It's a very important thing,
and it is the most underreported story in this country. Is mental health, and underappreciated, and that I felt guilty watching this show that all these people are being exploited, and they clearly have some sort of sickness. It's a sickness,
Yeah.
And I'm blessed that I have not had to worry about that,
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
It's just I have enough neuroses in my life without needing to keep old newspapers. So it's just find something to donate to. You'll feel good in the process, and you'll get rid of stuff that you're not using. Win-win, right?
Yes.
So what kind of pizza are you going for?
Probably gonna get the sausage because the pizza place that I get from they do a really good sausage pizza.
Nice.
So
I'm a sausage and red onions fan.
Oh, see, they don't have red onions. They only have green.
That's too bad. That's too bad. Oh, the scallions?
Although, no. Why did I suddenly think onions versus peppers? Okay. You know why it was? Because I have a thing of peppers in my refrigerator that I need to remember to cut up and put into a salad. Is what I need to do.
If the pizza place, the Pizza Hut by my house has $8 carryout, 2 topping.
Nice.
So I order from the train and then I just pick it up.
Nice.
So I do sausage and red onion. But if a third ingredient was allowed, I would do green peppers.
Yeah,
green peppers are the last cut. You know what I'm saying?
My jam, if I'm allowed to do this place is it's like a $12 large one topping, and it's a fucking large pizza.
That's
I know
awesome.
You've never had New York style pizza.
Yeah, it's the big floppy.
It's a giant pizza, right? Fucking pizza. It's like a 16-inch pizza.
Yeah, and the slices are big and floppy, right?
Yeah, it's enormous.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So that kind of a pizza is enough to feed me for two nights straight of dinner.
Awesome.
So, but if I was able to do it with unlimited toppings, it would easily be sausage, green peppers, and what was it? And chicken and broccoli, which is seems like It's a lot for a pizza, but
chicken and broccoli, huh? That sounds almost like Chinese.
Chicken roasted, not roasted chicken, but like a grilled chicken piece. And broccoli on a pizza is something I actually was turned on to back in Rhode Island. My mom, the pizza place near my mom's house, makes a mean chicken and broccoli pizza, and it's delicious. And then obviously sausage and peppers is a combo you can't go wrong with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But all 4 of them together, it seems like it's a lot on a pizza, but just the flavor combinations, it just works.
Do you have giardiniera? Do you have giardiniera over there?
No, we do not.
Oh, I'm gonna mail you some giardiniera. Giardiniera. Do you know what it is?
No, I do not.
Okay.
It sounds delicious, though.
Chopped up jalapeno peppers and little baby carrots.
Got my love.
And little baby carrots marinated in a vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a condiment that you put on Italian beef and gyro and pizza. I'll mail you some giardiniera. It is what's up. It is
awesome sauce.
It is damn good. You know, little vegetables, and they're kind of and spicy. You know, it's good. Remind me tomorrow. I'll mail you some before the weekend. You know,
if I knew how to spell it, sure.
Yeah, it's like Gianerda.
You say this like I'm gonna remember it. I guarantee you I won't.
It's Italian. You know, remind me tomorrow, and I'll mail you some because I got to go to the grocery store anyways. So I'll just pick some up and then go to the UPS store. You know,
good deal.
So, Chris, we should probably talk wrestling.
Yes, and I got a match of the week here.
Oh, so do I.
Match of the week? All right,
I do.
I don't remember who went first this week, so I'm just going to go first tonight. So not a lot of people here follow Stardom as religiously as I do, but if you are a fan of Joshi, you will know that Stardom in recent years has had insanely good fortune to be turning out some of the best young prospects that the business has seen. Names like Momo Watanabe and Hazuki and Tam Nakano are all becoming fastly known names that people know to watch out for because they are all looking to be great talents. And Stardom seems to have hit the jackpot once again because they have another new young talent that has immediately caught fire with less than a year of experience in the ring. As a young woman by the name of Utami Hayashishita. She's 20 years old and had her debut earlier this year. And she has already caught fire with the Stardom audience and has grown a huge following and shows amazing potential in the ring. You know, we've talked about young prodigies in the ring, names like Nixon Newell and Bianca Belair come to mind. Utami Hayashishita is in that league in terms of what she can do, because she is just she just has something to her that makes you say, okay, this is someone that we should be paying attention to. Unlike a lot of Stardom's young performers, Utami Hayashishita is a submission specialist. Her signature moves are an Argentine backbreaker and sleeper hold. Which
I like the old school. I like the old schoolness of the Argentine backbreaker.
Oh yeah, and
I like that.
She transitions it really nicely into some pretty sick slam combinations as well. But you know, the sleeper hold transitions that she makes out of nothing are amazing. And I knew I needed to give this girl some attention when I saw what her biggest accolade to date is, which is that she made it all the way to the finals of this year's 5-Star Grand Prix, which is Stardom's equivalent of the G1. And that's the match we're covering this week. The finals of this year's 5-Star Grand Prix. Utami Hayashishita, the new young upstart rookie, facing the ace herself, Mayu Iwatani. And, you know, we've talked about Mayu Iwatani on this show. We've talked about what she can do in the ring and what her status is. And, you know, it's well known she is amazing. And she is rightly positioned as the ace of the company. Even if she doesn't have the World of Stardom title right now, she is still absolutely the ace and the elder. So Mayu made it all the way to the finals, and Utami made it all the way to the finals, and they were facing off. Right out the gate, Mayu is trying to establish dominance as the performer of experience, coming right out the gate using her speed and her quickness and just her, you know, just innate knowledge of ring psychology to kind of outsmart Utami. Even though there was definitely some mutual respect between the two of them with the whole pre-match handshake. You know, Mayu clearly was in this planning to exploit the rookie's inexperience. But Utami showed a lot of good psychology as well. There was one moment where she got thrown out to the outside. Mayu decided to go up to the top to try and go for a high fly flow kind of thing, or, you know, just a diving cross body or something. And Utami just gets up, grabs her over her shoulders and just tosses her to the floor. Just, full strong style. Just tosses her straight down onto the mat, all the way from the apron to the floor, which is not an insignificant fall to take on one's back. But Mayu, being the veteran she is, did a great job with it. One of the things that makes Utami connect very well with the audience is that she does amazingly good selling. For someone who's only 20 years old, this girl can sell better than most people who are already in this business for 5, 6, 7 years. There's one point where Utami was setting up for a sleeper hold, and Mayu got away and kicked her straight across the face, and Utami just collapsed. And in a way, you made it. You could almost believe that she'd actually been just TKO'd right there with that kick. She does great selling. Submission moves, or submission transitions were great all throughout the match. A lot of moments where she was just pulling the sleeper out of nowhere. The one that really got me was Utami was inside the ring. Mayu was trying to hang her up on the ropes, where you grab somebody by the neck and hang them up over the top rope to mess up their neck and their back. Mm-hmm. But Utami reverses it, grabs Mayu by the neck, drags her up over the top rope into the backbreaker spot, and then just flips her over AA style onto the mat and flips with her to pull it right into the sleeper hold, which was a freaking great transition. Another one was she had Mayu down for the sleeper and then dragged her back up and pulled her in for a coquina clutch style submission with the body scissors in. Great transitions all throughout. Mayu wound up making a comeback towards the end and got the win with the butterfly suplex after reversing out of the backbreaker. But a great match. I went an even 4 on this, which is great for somebody who is a rookie in every sense of the word. And I only see more greatness in the future for Utami. She is going to be a star with Stardom for many years to come. And, just the latest in a list of great young talents that are worth checking out and that you should keep an eye on. And obviously Mayu winning, puts her in line for a title shot. I think she actually already took that title shot against Momo Watanabe for the Wonder of Stardom title. And she wound up losing that title shot. But all the same, great match, and just the latest in a series of awesome showings for Stardom. Doing awesome stuff. That's it. What do you got?
I watched Crown Jewel on Russian YouTube at work. Crown Jewel is not my match of the week. Mm-hmm. I watched the end of it. I watched the main event, the Baby Boomers special between The Undertaker, Kane, and DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels.
Right. And
I was reminded of another match where a legend came back out of retirement after a long hiatus due to retirement/injury. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and I watched a match from Backlash 2009, Chris Jericho versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Wow.
Steamboat was retired for 15 years due to back and neck injury. Mm-hmm. And he and Chris Jericho had themselves a pretty fun match, 12 and a half minutes long. So, get in, get out. You know how I feel about that.
Yep.
Steamboat was good at WrestleMania. He wrestled with Jimmy Snuka and Roddy Piper in a 3-on-1 match against Chris Jericho. The parts where Jimmy Snuka and Roddy Piper were in were very, very bad. Yep. The parts where Ricky Steamboat was in was good because Steamboat was in shape and did all his cool spots. He was doing the deep arm drags and the crossbody. Mm-hmm. If you've never seen a Ricky Steamboat match, there's a really good series against Rick Rude and another really good series against a young Steve Austin on the network.
Mm-hmm. I have heard about the series with him and Rick Rude.
Yeah, the Rick Rude series is really awesome. But Steamboat Flair from '89 is the definitive feud, of the past 25 years. So any of those, go to the network, Google Chi-Town Rumble, and watch Steamboat Flair, and you're like, oh my God, these matches hold up today, even though they were 30 years ago, 35 years ago.
Right.
Yes. So he was good at Mania, better the next day on Raw, great in this match, and even better on the house shows until he retired, And I wanted to contrast this match with Shawn Michaels' comeback, and I think people have dreamed about Shawn coming back for so long that the fact that it was just okay was a much bigger disappointment. Whereas Steamboat came in with zero expectations and blew them away. The bar was very low, very, very, very low, and he hurdled it with room to spare.
What's that saying we say at the end of every show, George?
Wrestling's simple, right?
No. The one we say at the end of every show: "Don't work yourselves into a shoot."
Don't work yourselves into a shoot, man.
Yep, I knew the minute that that Michaels' comeback was announced that people were going to be working themselves into a shoot about it being a great fucking match, and of course, as you and I and every other person with eyes knew it would happen, it was just okay.
Yeah, and Shawn had a lot working against him. He wasn't working anyone nearly as good as 2009 Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Or 2018 Chris Jericho, And Shawn was fine at best. The match fell apart when, I know I'm kind of weaving matches here. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Don't worry about
it. The match fell apart when Triple H ripped his pec, which I'm going to try to be diplomatic about this. Hunter, you're 49. You don't need to be as jacked anymore.
Yeah.
Like you might want to start transitioning to being a little less big.
Lay off the sauce, Hunter.
For your own sake. Yeah, whatever, whatever you do. You know me. Whatever you do to get in shape, hey, not my place. It's between you and your doctor and your family and whatever. But I'm saying, you've ripped muscles every decade. It's not going to get easier, as you get older, right? Like, so you may want to slim down a little bit. But
yeah, optimally.
Kane and The Undertaker were very bad.
Well, yeah.
It's not my job to tell people what they should and should not do with their time. It's not my job to tell anyone anything other than make that paper. And I've been very consistent about that.
Yes.
But Undertaker and Kane should really not do this anymore.
No.
I mean, hey, if someone wants to pay them, God bless. Cash that check. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we're at the end of the line, my friend. The end of the line for those two. I mean, we were at the end of the line several stops ago on the train, but now we're really at the end of the train line,
Yeah, the train is about to go those moments in the movies where the train is approaching the end of the tracks, and of course it's always an elevated train, so that means it's going to go dive off the tracks and into some sort of a park or something,
like a flaming volcano.
Yeah, but no, like it's in the middle of a city, so it's about to go into a park that's full of children and whatever, and only the superhero can possibly stop the train from going off the tracks or whatever. So, this is what the stage of things we're at. The train is about to go flying off the tracks into the playground full of children and just immediately explode into a conflagration of awfulness.
Yeah. Now, the Jericho Steamboat match from Backlash 09 was pretty simple. Steamboat did all his signature spots. He did the high cross body. He did the super cool arm drags. He did the skin the cat. He did a figure 4 in homage to Ric Flair, and he tapped out to the walls of Jericho in 12 minutes. It was a 3.5-star match. It was a lot of fun. Crowd was into it. Steamboat and Jericho are both very good at what they did, they do or did, whatever. And they took the crowd in a good match, and it was the best match on the card. Now, can 2018 Shawn Michaels have a 3.5-star, 13-minute match equivalent to 2009 Chris Jericho?
Probably not.
I don't know. 2000, who's a 2009 Chris? Can Shawn Michaels have a 3.5-star match with Seth Rollins?
I don't know.
Can he have it with AJ Styles? With
I
AJ,
don't know.
probably. I mean,
well, what have you been saying though? We're still waiting for the great AJ Styles match of 2018. So at this point, I don't even know anymore if Styles could pull that out.
Can he have it with Daniel Bryan?
If they let Daniel Bryan do whatever, maybe. But like,
I think
it still comes down to like, you also have to bear in mind, was Steamboat nearly did Steamboat have nearly as many miles and nearly as many medical procedures on his body as Michaels is at? So
I don't think so,
with that in mind, I would say probably not for Michaels.
The list of people in the company, and I'm counting NXT off the top of my head, and if I'm forgetting someone, give me a name, that Shawn Michaels can have a good match. And I'm saying good. I'm setting the bar at 3.5, which is which is the bar for good is 3.5 and above. I'm gonna say AJ.
They would have to make the sheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say AJ. I'm gonna say Bryan. I'm gonna say Matt Riddle. I'm gonna say Keith Lee, because Lee would do cool, crazy shit like bumping. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm setting aside the women. You know, like yes, he could have a 3.5-star match in some weird fantasy fever dream with like Io Shirai, but let's set aside the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's leave that be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure Shawn Michaels, Kairi Sane would be unbelievable. Like, because Kairi Sane would just flop like a fish for him, and it would be great. But let's, so those four. Who am I like?
Roman.
Yeah, a healthy Roman. Yeah, because Roman knows how to sell. Not Seth, not Dean. Maybe Drew McIntyre.
Maybe Drew. Maybe Nakamura. If we could convince, I mean, Nakamura would show up for a legend. Like I feel like Nakamura would show up for a legend, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put him on. I'm gonna say no, but I could be talking to Nakamura. Samoa Joe. Yeah, I think there could be enough smoke and mirrors with Samoa Joe. Possibly Finn. Adam is a good point. Finn Balor probably.
So what? 7 names.
I mean, it's a good list, but it's a lot of maybes. There's not really a whole lot of people on that list where it's a definite yes.
Johnny Gargano.
Gargano's probably one, yeah, but again, maybe
a lot of maybes.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, is the fact that with there being so many maybes on that list, it's like there isn't anybody that is a sure thing anymore. Like, especially with Roman gone.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the biggest. I hate this word, but I can't think of another one. That's the biggest tragedy with Roman Reigns being gone. Is that you have like the, in case of emergency, break glass.
Yeah.
Like fire extinguisher gone.
I'm gonna very purposefully.
We need a 4-star match on this house show. Hey Roman, do something. Like you don't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to very purposefully use this term as a way to incite people who are, uber marks for a certain Mr. Omega. But Roman is the best bout machine. Roman absolutely is the best bout machine. Good shout, Madeline. Almost is a possibility also.
Yeah.
He's worth considering as well. But yeah, Roman is the best bout machine in WWE, undoubtedly. That is just a fact.
No. That's and the main roster for sure.
Yes.
I'm partial to Matt Riddle, although I wasn't thrilled with what I saw in his debut match.
I wasn't thrilled. Yeah. Most people's NXT debut matches have not been great. I mean, he
was like a jobber.
Like that's the thing that's hilarious to me. Like I talked about this back when we did the draft episode, but Keith Lee had his debut match against Marcel Bartel, who was also having his debut match, but it was getting far less hype than Keith Lee was. And because of that, Marcel Bartel came out of that match looking better and being the star of the match. The person that more people were talking about than Keith Lee afterwards. That's what happens when you have a company that intentionally makes baby faces look like idiots.
Now, today's roster is light years better than 2009's roster.
True.
So while in absolute terms, 2018 HBK may be as good as 2009 Ricky Steamboat, the fact remains that Steamboat looks better because everyone else in comparison was that much worse. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I thought Michaels was fine. He was in unbelievable shape. which helps. He moved okay. He works slow, but everybody works slow. They'll. He didn't have the zip in his legs and the step that he used to, but he's 53. Steamboat still moved with a purpose and still had pop and spring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. There's a few people in the world that I would trust to have a good match with Shawn Michaels in this stage of the game.
Yeah.
And Omega is not one of them, by the way.
Okada is.
Okada is, and Tanahashi is. And
yeah.
I
guess, yeah. That's
because a Kenny Omega Shawn Michaels match would just be watching Kenny Omega just whip it out and beat off for 30 minutes, and I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I am a Kenny Omega fan. But just the amount of just masturbation that would go into a Kenny Omega Shawn Michaels match on Omega's end.
More than that, it would also just be like it would basically be the equivalent of watching Shawn Michaels in 2018 wrestle Shawn Michaels in 2002, because that's essentially what Kenny Omega is at this point.
And that's another thing. There are so many. Thank you for bringing that up. And then we'll move on to the quote show proper. There are so many people who got into wrestling because of Shawn Michaels. Like, they were smaller, for like a littler, and they said, "Oh, Shawn Michaels is awesome. I can do that." And they became Shawn Michaels. I'm looking at you, Adam Cole. I'm looking at you, Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it would be like that meme of Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man.
Exactly. That's exactly what it would be.
Like but like, I would trust Okada and Tanahashi in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably trust Yuji Nagata because he wouldn't do anything stupid.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, Nagata wrestles enough of a style that he would be, it would be grounded and it would work. Yeah,
it'd be fine. In the WWE, Roman for sure, Riddle for sure, Almas, as Madeline pointed out, maybe Gargano, although
Balor.
The problem with Balor is I can't think of very many matches where Shawn Michaels is the bigger guy. But Balor would make it work. He's skilled enough. AJ, yeah. AJ's smart enough. Brian's smart enough. But it's not a big list.
One other name that we could add to the list just because of experience, but I still don't know if it would necessarily be a good match, but worth considering. John Cena.
Yeah, it'd be if it was short.
Yeah,
okay.
Simply because they have experience wrestling against each other. So.
Absolutely, and although
enough to draw on that they could put something together.
Although you can see the sands running out of Cena's hourglass.
Yeah,
Cena's last great match was what, the 2017 Rumble. Am I missing one?
Not really. No.
2017 Rumble, he had the match against AJ, which was unbelievable. At WrestleMania, he had the fun match, the mixed tag. Not a great worked match, but it didn't have to be. Match was good match.
He had the match against Roman that was a shit show. He had the getting squashed by Taker.
And
nothing else that he's done has been noteworthy.
And he had and he wasn't even at Crown Jewel, so the clock's ticking on Mr. Cena's.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Cena would work, but
it would not necessarily be good.
No, not a large list. So, yeah, he was fine. He was the best worker in a bad match. That's the best I can say of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's. I'm just sitting here enthralled watching.
By the way, that was the only thing they had on Russian YouTube.
Yeah, and that's all. That's all we will say about WWE Blood Money. That is all we will say about that show. But yeah, I'm just sitting here enthralled watching a GIF of Jeff Cobb suplexing Christopher Daniels from Global Wars, which is happening right now. And like,
what about Tetsuya Naito? Would you trust him in against Shawn Michaels in a match?
I don't know.
I don't think I would.
That's the thing about Naito.
I'm pretty great for him.
The thing about Naito has always been, and this is something that we don't talk about enough. Naito is great because of his ability to weave psychology and character work into a match, but very little of what makes him the legendary performer that he is has to do with what he actually does in the ring. Destino is not a very, like, it has some flash to it, but as a finisher, it does not have like the power that you would expect a finisher to have. And not a lot of the rest of his moveset is anything that only he does well. And that's really the thing about it. Naito's greatness is reliant solely on his ability to weave character work and storyline and interactions into a match. And he is second to none when it comes to that in the world. But like it's great enough that it makes up for him being not like a legendary in-ring worker. But if you take that away and you force him to be in a match where he has to still be a good in-ring worker while weaving that psychology into it, it leaves a lot to be desired. So, and I'm not saying this is a knock against the guy, because I fucking love Naito and I want him to have that heavyweight title. But there are things that are lacking that aren't going to ever suddenly magically appear, because the dude is 36.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a finished product.
Yes, he is where he is going to be for the remainder of his time. The thing about finished products is that when you reach that stage, you have to find a way to make that finished product last as long as you can. With Naito, it works because you can put that character work into literally any storyline against any person. And as long as they bring their end of the story, Naito will find a way to make it work great.
Let me ask you. Go on.
Just like Tanahashi is a finished product, he is a legendary enough in-ring worker that as long as you bring your game, he will make that product great when he gets in the ring with you. So that's, you have to stretch the mileage as much as you can. But in Naito's case, there are fewer ways to make that mileage stretch if the person you're in the ring with doesn't necessarily have the ability to draw that storyline together, or if it's just a thrown together match.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that it is November 8th,
mm-hmm.
and we have...
Also being at November 8th, happy birthday to my sister today, who turns 35.
Happy birthday, Chris's sister.
Yes, happy birthday, Emily. I know you're not listening to the show, but I hope you were
enjoying... What the hell, Emily?
She's dog sitting tonight.
What the shit, Emily? No.
She's dog sitting. She's watching some Netflix, and she's having herself a good night since her fiance is working late. So you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am too. Well, yeah. November 8th. Keeping in mind that we have 7 weeks to go. Mm-hmm. Who's your wrestler of the year?
Roman. And I say that only actually no. It's a tie, honestly, for me. Roman has done miracle works this year in WWE, and I can't deny those moments. He has been, even in spite of the fact that he is not going to be doing anything for the remainder of the year, and obviously, again, as always, Roman, heal up. Can't wait to see you back. But Roman has been a miracle worker in WWE. On the flip side, what the fuck, Hiroshi Tanahashi? Where did this come from?
What do you mean?
This year?
Yeah, I think it's Tanahashi for me, to be honest. My top 3 off the top of my head are Tanahashi, Walter, and probably Ibushi.
For me, it's Roman Tanahashi tied for first, and Okada is that, like, I'd love
to, but
barely out of the contention.
His first everything up to the G1 was unbelievable, and then on purpose he had a shitty G1 because it advanced the story.
Yes,
and since then he's been kind of wandering the earth,
Yeah, but even while he's been wandering the earth, he's still been like. The thing I like about it is that even while he's been, aimless and lifeless Okada, he still has been showing that he still has everything within him that made him great during his title run. It's just that there's something psychologically that's not connecting. So I find that additional element to the storytelling really just makes everything work and just ties everything together for me. But it's a personal preference.
Does Ciampa do anything for you?
Not at this point. But that is only because this fucking storyline has drawn itself out way too long.
Yeah.
If not, if I mean and it's not even on Ciampa at this point. It's on Gargano. Like Ciampa is just collateral damage at this point in the never-ending epic of Johnny Gargano that has turned into why God why. It's very simple. You put the baby face over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running through names. Like, she had an unbelievable year, but doesn't move the needle business-wise. Mm-hmm. Roman, yeah, but he's gonna miss a quarter of it, which sucks so much.
Yeah,
it just sucks. He's gonna miss a quarter of it.
And
AJ,
Taker, great point. Roman has made so many wrestlers look like diamonds. That's a quarter of the year that he won't be able to make other people in the company look like diamonds.
Man,
and you could tell.
I missed the big Roman Reigns pay-per-view match.
You could tell that there was a build coming for Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, which is that's the money. Yeah. That's the fucking money right there.
Am I forgetting anyone?
The only other person I can think of who would even be who I can think of to contend at this point is Becky Lynch. Okay. But that's based on
about Becky Lynch.
That's based on a legendary couple of months.
Okay. Let's talk about Becky Lynch.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Becky Lynch. Yeah, we're going to talk Becky Lynch tonight anyway, so let's talk about Becky Lynch. And let's talk about how to properly use social media to make things work, guys. Because if you haven't been following Becky Lynch's social media for the past 3 weeks, you have been missing out on the elixir of life. This has just been so fucking good. The build up to this Survivor Series match between her and Ronda, based on Twitter alone, Becky should win this match in 27 seconds. Because Ronda Ronda on Twitter looks like Ronda in the Octagon versus Holly Holm. It's just terrible. Every time I read one of Becky's tweets, I'm just like, stop, she's already dead. It's so bad, but it's so great for Becky because she is just owning this. And then out of nowhere, she just comes in sideways at Seth Rollins and is owning him too. And then on top of all that, the prologue / aftermath of Evolution, where she basically was just talking down to every single woman on the WWE main roster, starting on just the SmackDown women, but then going to the Raw women as well. It was so good. And I don't care at this point if people start coming at her because she's ethering their faves. I don't care at this point because Becky is doing this right. Everything about Becky Lynch, the character right now, I don't know why more people aren't saying Stone Cold Becky Lynch, because this is Stone Cold. This is quintessential late 90s / early 2000s Stone Cold Steve Austin, but better. So much better, because Becky is coming up with intelligent moments of discourse that are just making the people she's coming at look like idiots. It's so good. And it's the whole idea of making the heels look cool, yeah, that's not the greatest thing ever. But you know what? I don't care in this moment. Becky Lynch is just being the badass who doesn't give a shit. I want to root for this character for forever. I need this in my life forever. This is just too good. And she's just so good at just diving into that and just making it work in every sense that you can, and just finding a way to drag in every trope that is going to make every wrestling fan love it. It's so good. I can't say enough good things about it. It's just amazing. Becky, please hold that title for a year. I want it. I want it. I need it in my life.
It doesn't happen often. You hear this cliche about, does the person make the title or the title make the person? You hear that all the time. Like, oh, you give someone the title, and do they rise to the occasion or do they shrink from the occasion? And it's safe to say that Becky Lynch has risen to the occasion and then some. I am the only sad part of this is that she hasn't been a heel for years and years.
No, of course not.
But because she's really, really good at it.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I actually like. We talked about the heel being the heel, and we want characters to align with the roles they're playing, and for the crowd to react accordingly. But I think this is a moment in time, and this is a moment in time that we haven't had since Stone Cold. This is a moment in time where you have a character that presents that shades of gray because of the fact that Becky's coming at everybody, regardless of who they are, because she is consumed with only one thing, wanting to be the absolute best and prove that she is worthy of the spot that she has, and to prove that she is indeed just as good as she says she is, which is exactly what Stone Cold wanted when he went after the Machine. When he took on the Machine and took on Vince and took on the corporation and everybody, that was Stone Cold asserting, I am as good as I say I am, and I should not be beholden to you and your corporate whims. And that's essentially what Becky's doing right now. She's going out there and saying, I am as good as I say I am, and I should not be a slave to this machine that consistently puts forward blonde-haired, blue-eyed celebrity lookalikes or actual celebrities that are only there to be cash cows. I should be beyond that and above that, is what she is saying in essence. And I dig that. I dig that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, she's great. I don't have any. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to add to that. But she's great.
Yeah,
I love her. I love Ronda too. But I don't. Becky's gonna lose, and that kind of makes me bummed.
Yeah,
it makes me like Mark bummed. Which I haven't been Mark bummed about a result since Naito lost at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah,
I've been Mark, which by the way is like one of our all-time bad shows. That was bad. That was bad take central. You and me. Thank God MDS was there to like talk us off the ledge. Because that was bad take central coming from you and at least me. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus. But,
I don't remember.
We were like, this is the end of New Japan, and we were
other
like,
than the fact that we were upset.
Yeah, but, we were very marky.
Mm-hmm.
So. I'll be marky again when fucking Tanahashi loses at Wrestle Kingdom too.
I'm
already pissed and it hasn't happened yet.
I hope he doesn't. I really
I know, but I'm be fucking pissed. God damn it.
Madeline, I understand your point there, that she veers too close to self-parody. And if she starts going after somebody who she doesn't have any reason to go after, like Naomi, who was her only friend for a long time there. I understand that. And I certainly would be fine if she didn't go after Naomi or Asuka or the other established baby faces. But all the same, I think that there is some credence to the idea of being one against the world. And Becky is doing that. And, not to agree with any of the criticisms that were leveled by smart shitheads, because there were a lot of shitty criticisms leveled by smart shitheads. But Becky is doing this whole one versus all thing a lot more convincingly than Roman Reigns ever did one versus all. And I dig that. Even if she is going against people who she should be, leaving out of the crossfire, she still is very much so emphasizing the point that for the longest time, she was not ever even considered to be worth anything, and is now being forced to every single day prove that she is worth something, and just wants to make sure that everybody knows now. Yeah, I did this, and you're going to remember that I did this. You're not going to, sweep this one under the rug. I'm going to make sure that all of you remember this.
I like where this is going, but I can see the point of it going almost too far, though. Like right now where we are, this is a good lane. Mm-hmm. You don't need to veer into any other lanes. This is a good lane. I mean, Becky and Ronda are going to wrestle at Survivor Series, obviously, in like 10 days, coming quickly. Next week's our big Survivor. We should preview Survivor NXT and Survivor Series. I think it's in a week from Sunday.
Really?
Right? Am I wrong?
Hang on, wait. Let me look.
Let me see.
It's November 18th. Holy shit! Yeah. You're right.
A week from Monday. A week from Sunday.
If you look in the description of the video for today, I said I don't know what next week's show is going to be because I don't know what the hell's going on. Lo and behold, we have a freaking pay-per-view preview
and NXT.
Hey, and War Games. Holy shit, War Games is happening too.
That's what's going on.
Holy fuck, guys!
And then we're off for Thanksgiving.
I have dropped the ball a bit in a huge way. I am sorry.
It's okay. We still love you.
Thank you.
Even with your bad pizza takes.
Hey, you know what?
Sorry, I'm sending you jardinera. You're going to thank me later.
Yeah. I'll be sure to send you a casserole dish for Christmas.
Please do. I enjoy the casserole.
Yeah, you can get whatever every night from your pizza place.
Yeah. I go to Pizza Hut. It's cheap. We talked about this.
What about that Lou's place?
Oh, the problem with the deep dish is that it's so effing heavy.
Exactly, because of the casserole.
It's if I order it, it's like an all weekend thing. Yeah. A little Friday, a little Saturday, a little Sunday. It's good for when I just want to not leave my house because it's cold and I just want to watch football in all of its glory all weekend. Mm-hmm. I'll order a deep dish and just go to town and house the shit out of it.
Nice.
So, what the hell are we talking about?
Madeline. Yeah, someone with a valid point has to challenge Becky, and that's when the real show begins. Yes.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
who is that? What does Becky Lynch do at WrestleMania?
I don't even know if she holds it until WrestleMania. That's because
someone's going to win the Rumble and get a title shot. Nia Jax is getting a title shot.
No, Nia's title shot's going to be
not before. I'm saying sooner or later, Nia's getting a title shot.
That actually is. Oh yeah, it's not going to be a Survivor Series. It's probably be at TLC if anything. But
you excited for a Nia Jax Ronda Rousey TLC match?
No.
So
it's like asking me if I'm excited to stick the lighter that I used to light my stove in my eye and pull the trigger. Basically,
you do have a way with images, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's one of the things I pride myself on. I may not always have the best command of the language, but if I need to make a metaphor, I'll make a fucking metaphor out of anything.
You're very metaphorical.
Yeah. I don't know if she holds it all the way until WrestleMania. I would love it if she did, but if she does, I feel like at that point it has to be Becky Asuka. But then again, they've also turned Asuka into something so incredibly irrelevant that it would be very simple for them to just circle back around and do Becky Charlotte all over again and Charlotte wins again. And I would not be surprised in that in the very least. That is true, Madeline. The Nia Ronda Money in the Bank match was good, at least. But with Nia now very clearly going heel and allied with Tamina, it sets up a schmaz match that's going to just be not fun.
You want to talk about television segments that die to death?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was cool in the Battle Royal when Tamina and Nia did her tribute to Roman.
Yeah.
That was cool. Their other tribute to Roman on Raw the next night was good. But that moment in the match with Ember and then the interview afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to Kayla Braxton for trying her best to save that interview. But Nia and Tamina are not talkers. Tamina much less so than Nia. and God, that was painful.
Yeah, that was no good.
Holy shit.
That was not good.
Asuka versus Becky should be the WrestleMania match.
So what do you do with Ronda?
But well, I mean, no, I mean on SmackDown.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying in general. Because
I don't know. That's way too far ahead of this. I know,
but I know we're kind of bouncing around though.
I feel like I feel like the end game for Mania is going to end up being Ronda Sasha. I feel like that's where they have to go because the crowd is going to clearly be wanting it, and I don't know that they can continue to keep Sasha in the mid card and in relative obscurity for much longer.
Okay.
Yeah. And also speaking of other television segments that never should have seen the light of day, God, that six woman tag.
Oh my God! With the sunglasses,
breaking the sunglasses.
Oh man, I have words on these sunglasses, Christopher.
Yeah.
Words.
I will just say beforehand. Everybody that is so there are two sides to this that are presenting themselves. There are the people that are buying into it whole cloth and ethering Ruby Riott for doing that, and the other side of it is the people who are being utter shitheads and yelling at everybody who saying it's a work, oh my God, don't get so worked up about it, yada yada yada. It's like there's you don't have to get all in Ruby's face about it and buy into it like it's a shoot, but you also don't have to, yell at people for actually suspending their disbelief, because last time I checked, that is the goal of this, is to get people to suspend their disbelief about this being a fake combat show.
Well, sometimes it's the goal.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes the goal is PR, but okay. First of all, that match went 17 minutes and didn't have a finish.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Secondly, more importantly, so you introduce these sunglasses, right? The object. And then 20 minutes later, half an hour later, they were destroyed. Why should I, as an audience member, care about them when they have been introduced to me so close to their demise? Like, why not introduce them and then 3 weeks later, after we've shown that they matter, then destroy them? A month later, destroy them. Why not let this breathe?
Yeah. And like,
why are we rushing everything? You have 3 hours of television on Raw and 2 hours on SmackDown. Why do we have to condense? Why is Vince Russo booking this show where everything gets stuffed into this show so quickly?
Yeah, and why are we relying on the cheapest of cheap heat of using a dead family member?
And why are we relying on the cheap heat of using Roman's sickness? And why? Like, what are we doing here, guys?
It's
but the sunglass thing just irks me.
Yeah,
they love their heat. They love heat.
Yeah, but heat without like any sort of end game is dumb as hell, because none of us that are watching the show believe for a second that Riot Squad versus Bayley, Sasha, and Natalya is going to have any point of significance in the long term. It is very clearly just a way to fill time. And that's all they're doing, is just trying to fill time, because they have 5 hours of television every week and no fucking clue how to make it captivating. So you said it yourself, man. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, it's just like, first of all, a 17-minute match with no finish. Like, come on.
Not all heat is good heat. You're absolutely right, Taker. No. Not all heat is good heat. And
there's nothing wrong with letting the baby faces look good once in a while.
Yeah.
This
company is. It's
funny because, like, for 35 years, WWE has been the babyface company. And now it's not.
Very much not.
So, power struggle.
Yeah, let's talk New Japan.
Let's talk New Japan. Yeah. First of all, do you have any interest in World Tag League?
Actually, I do. I do want to talk. I do want to talk a little bit about the teams.
Do you want to do Power Struggle first, or like?
Yeah, well, let's go in chronological order here. We got Power Struggle results. We've got the announcement of the teams for World Tag League, and then we've got a few preliminary announcements of things that are going to be happening at Wrestle Kingdom. So we're going to talk some New Japan, and we hope you guys will stick around for some of that. Okay, Madeline, real quick. Let's see what Madeline said here. With Roman, Seth almost has to do it because once Dean does a promo to explain his point of view, they risk Dean getting cheered. For Roman, is a legit reason to side with Seth for now. Oh, with regards to the whole non-explanation that keeps happening.
That means Seth is a shitty character. If I don't have a legit reason to side with Seth because his friend betrayed him, I mean Seth is a pretty shitty character then, right?
Yeah. Kudos to Dean Ambrose though for carrying the lion's share of the acting and character portrayal in this. He's doing a great job of that.
Yeah, he is.
He's killing it there.
It's funny because Dean and Seth are like the opposite. Mm-hmm. One is good in the ring and everywhere else, and the other is good at everything else and in the ring.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, like you combine them together, it'd be great. Unless you combine the worst aspects of them, and then it would be terrible. Yeah. But Power Struggle.
Yeah, let's talk Power Struggle. So we've got a pretty full card here of stuff.
We're finally down. We've left the post G1 doldrums behind.
Yeah, thankfully. And a lot of this was purely just concluding storylines and things from Junior Tag League. But for what it was, this was actually a pretty good show, I would say. Undercard, you had your standard undercard content.
I enjoyed the opening match.
Taguchi Japan, Ryusuke Taguchi, Chris Sabin, who apparently is now in Taguchi Japan. Mm-hmm. I guess that makes sense since he's teamed with Kushida during Junior Tag League, so that would make sense for him to join Taguchi Japan. But yeah, Ryusuke Taguchi, Chris Sabin, ACH, and Toa Henare defeated Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask 4, Volador Jr., and Soberano Jr.
I thought this was a fun match. Yeah. Good value.
Yeah. Made use of 8 guys who all can get the crowd to cheer for them, and just they all went out there and did their thing, and it was a good time. Everybody had a good time with it.
Old man Jushin Liger, I love him. I love him so much.
He's great.
He is the spot monkey of my heart, Chris.
He's great. He's so good.
May I age like he has,
Yeah, seriously. Dude is what, 55?
Yeah, with many miles on those joints. Let's see, how old is he? He is 53.
53, okay. But still,
I'm gonna go back and watch that match with Tyler Breeze from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's a fun match. Takeover Brooklyn 1. I saw that live. It was a great match to watch live, let me just say.
It's surreal watching Jushin Liger in a WWE ring, just because.
It was surreal, but it was also a fun time because they let Jushin be like his character from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
And just let him go out there and be ridiculous, and the crowd ate it up. We were all cheering the shit out of it that whole time. It was so much fun.
So
being there to watch that live, I'm glad to be able to say that I saw Jushin Liger live once. So it's a rare thing. It is a rare thing.
We saw Liger's greatest hits, a quick dash from Volador, who is criminally underrated, and the world at large.
Yes,
and
I want to start learning a little bit more about Soberano because he actually he interests me. Watching a little bit of him that I've seen, I could see him being someone that I could enjoy watching. I'd like to see more of Soberano. I mean, he's pretty young. So there's a chance for him to really develop into something big, and he continues the tradition of being of Lucha Libre just being a huge family affair because his father is 1/3 of the current CMLL Trios champions, Euphoria. So
I'd almost think that if you're a luchador or luchadora and you have family members who aren't in Lucha Libre, you're the exception.
Absolutely, yeah. You are the exception, not the rule there.
Yeah, you're absolutely the exception. Next match, we had Bullet Club OG, Gorillas of Destiny, your boys, and Robbie Eagles defeating
Yeah.
Great Bash Heel and Kushida.
Dude, Robbie Eagles and Bullet Club is legit. I love it. I freaking love it. Oh, and this actually is a good opportunity to mention. I know that not everybody who is a fan of the show follows Being the Elite or any of the Elite's content online, but it is official now, as announced on Jericho's shitty boat ride. The Elite and the members of their group are officially no longer part of Bullet Club. They have officially parted ways.
I got my wish. We got our stable shakeup.
Yeah. So now the Elite has established themselves as being their own entity, which I am 100% okay with personally.
Cool. Yeah, Bullet Club was way too unwieldy.
Yeah.
Is Jay White in Bullet Club? Good stuff.
Yeah. The only thing about it that I will say is my only complaint about it is the fact that we didn't ever get a this was supposed to be a civil war, and instead it all just kind of petered out, and what should have gone out with a bang went out with a giant freaking whimper.
Yeah, it did.
So I wish that we had gotten more of that, more substance to it.
Maybe we'll get more when Omega loses the belt. I don't know. No, I don't know. Yeah,
that might be wishful thinking, but
it just kind of ended.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
It just
but
petered
hey,
out.
I've been asking for a year on these airwaves for a stable shakeup, so I cannot be mad when I get a stable shakeup.
Indeed. But yeah, Robbie Eagles in Bullet Club works. He's the goods. Yeah. He is everything that he's been advertised to be and more, and I love what he's doing right now. So I hope that they keep him around and that they continue to utilize him, because he is a great in-ring worker and is only got great stuff in front of him. He is going to be a star for many years to come. The dude is 28, and he's got the world in front of him. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be freaking great.
My favorite part of this match was that Togi Makabe couldn't even be bothered to climb on the apron for the first half of it.
Yeah.
He tags in, he throws a few punches, he tags out, he doesn't take a bump. Good work if you can get it, man. God bless you, old timer.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Living the fucking dream.
Living your best life, man. Come in, don't take any bumps, throw a couple punches, get the hell out.
Yeah.
Hey. This I don't know. It was a match. It was fine. Kazuchika Okada and Beretta beat Jay White and Bad Luck Fale. I was wrong. I thought Beretta was here to take the fall. He most certainly did not.
No, he did not.
Jay White is Niccolo Machiavelli of the 21st century.
That's a hell of a thing to say. But yeah. Yep. You are absolutely right.
If he starts hanging out with Florentine assassins, then he'll complete the analogy. Since White's return, he's been pretty great.
Really good.
He mocked his tag team partners. He joined Chaos, explicitly said, "I'm going to betray you." He saw his opportunity to betray them, and he betrayed them.
Yes.
Kazuchika Okada is bankrupt. And I don't mean financially. Maybe I do mean financially. He doesn't have the reign anymore,
Yeah.
But
But it's working.
He is not morally, he is emotionally bankrupt. He's spiritually broken.
Yes.
He's
a mess. But you know what?
He's a mess, and it works. And he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. And, I was listening to an old Brian Alvarez show from about a year ago, and Brian Alvarez said he's the best wrestler he's ever seen. And I said, oh, come on. Brian Alvarez is just running his mouth. And then he said it again like 3 months ago, and I was like, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he said it a year ago, I was like, no way, you're full of shit. You know what you're talking about. Stupid hot take, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he said it again, like relatively recently, and I was like, no but.
This guy's got he's onto something.
Yeah, and because at first he said it a year ago, and I was like, no, exclamation point. And then he said it again like 3 months ago, and I was like, no, comma, ... but. Like, there's that degree is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk me into an argument that he is in the upper tier. In the upper, I don't do, I do tiers. Is this tier 1, tier 2? Okada's in the top tier of people in the past 50 years.
I will. I listened to when Connoisseurs did their, you guys did your all-time fantasy draft.
Mm-hmm.
I took that as an opportunity to kind of educate myself and to learn about who some of these all-time performers are that you guys have talked about, because you guys have other Connoisseurs, you guys have insanely more knowledge.
Oh man, I mean, you know what, with those three, it's like I'm on the treadmill trying to keep up. There's my three co-hosts, Taker's Minion, Legends Lover, and Biff Kensington, are like, they are just brilliance when it comes to that stuff. And I'm just like treading water, like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep my head above water on that show sometimes.
Yeah.
They're pretty great.
To do even remotely, anything equivalent to treading water. But, when I listened to that fantasy draft, like I said, I took that as an opportunity to learn. And the one thing that I, kind of stuck with me that I will, hold to is that anybody that you guys, drafted early in that draft, I am willing to bet dollars to donuts is an all-timer. And you took Okada in the second round.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that he is an all-timer.
I think,
and that he's deserving of that.
He's in my often alluded to, often nebulous list of greatest in-ring workers of all time. I think I have him 6th right now. I think I'm going off the top of my head, Stan Hansen number 1, Misawa number 2, Ric Flair number 3, Nick Bockwinkel number 4, and that's pretty much locked in. And then I think 5, 6 is Tanahashi, Okada in that order. But that's much more fluid, Like that top 4 is locked in stone. That's not changing, unless Okada just does this for another 30 years. But I think the fact that I have 31-year-old Kaz Okada as the 6th best in-ring worker of the past 40 years is pretty incredible. Like it's pretty great. So, but yeah, he's awesome.
I would be. I think that if you were to poll a group of people who have that kind of encyclopedic wrestling knowledge, more than half of them would probably agree with you. I'm willing to bet.
It's so good. Like it's a broken record about how we rave about this guy. But him versus
now that all of you that listen understand that there is good reason for it.
Yeah, him versus White at Wrestle Kingdom. I know we're really just kind of scattering all over the place, but whatever. It's our show, damn it. We can do what we want. Him versus White at Wrestle Kingdom. Look, this is it. Jay White, this is it. You fucked up against Tanahashi last year. I'll give you a second chance, but I ain't giving you a third chance.
Oh, there's no way that he's going to fuck up against Okada. There's no way.
Very, very small chance that he does. But you know what? I gave you a second chance, Jay White, and I like you a lot, and I think you're really good.
He's been knocking it out the park.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable.
The past 6 months.
I mean,
I don't see a universe where he does not kill
it. It looks like Wrestle Kingdom last year was just
fluke.
He picked a bad night to have a bad night. Like guys and ladies, they have bad days at the office, whether it's working in logistics or working as a CPA or a lawyer or a professional wrestler. Some days you just have a bad day at the office. Like it looks like that's what happened to Jay White last year. He got overwhelmed, he got swallowed up, and since then he's been awesome. He had a really good G1. He's been incredible cutting promos and on Twitter and just, So, yes, I am excited for Jay White, Kaz Okada. And I think Jay White is the future of this company. If Okada is the present and Tanahashi is the present, and Omega will not be around for very much longer, and Naito is 36 with bad knees, like Jay White is the top gaijin going forward.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna talk a little bit about gaijin when we get into World Tag League, but we'll go in order. We'll try to keep it back in chronological order again. So back to Power Struggle.
Next.
The Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, defeated Taguchi Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and David Finlay. I did not get my wish, which, I knew I wasn't going to get my wish, but, all the same, it's still disappointing when you don't get what you want. But that is what it is. David Finlay.
Tanahashi's story just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's we on this show, it's well documented. We on this show are not fans of, keeping the legends in positions of power and all that crap. But this run here for Tanahashi and this moment of him just being the ace again and stepping into this role because, bankrupt Okada left a hole that apparently Kenny Omega couldn't fill.
It's, in fairness to Omega, they're very big shoes.
Yeah.
But yes, they are very big shoes, and Omega's feet were too small for them.
Yeah. And we didn't think that they would be, but
no, we did not.
Were.
Now business wise has been fine. And business wise has been fine. It's just that certain importance, that certain gravitas, a word that I hate, by the way, but I cannot think of another one. That certain,
I love that word for the record, but
the champ. I come from the school where the champ is the best guy in the promotion.
Yes.
When Okada had the belt, he was the best guy, and the best guy was the champ.
Yes.
Kenny Omega has the belt. The best guy is not the champ.
No.
But
at Wrestle Kingdom, the best guy could be the champ.
Could be. Now, Tanahashi's story is fascinating. He was the once-in-a-generation talent, 1 in 100. Perhaps the greatest worker the company's ever seen. Definitely the greatest worker the company's seen in 20 years.
Yeah.
Since, Hashimoto and, Muta and Chono and that era aged out.
Yeah. I mean, Okada will overtake him in that role with time, but, after Tanahashi retires. But, for now, it's dead even between the two of them.
Tanahashi loses a step, loses a few high-profile matches, sees the new generation come forward, But he doesn't. He refuses to ride off in the sunset. He gets in the sports car. He has the midlife crisis, and he turns back the clock, and it makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Biff, that's not a poor point to make for sure. The first title run is historically not great. Problem with that, though, is that Kenny Omega's 35.
And this is the only title run he's getting.
And by all accounts, is probably, not probably. We can't say for certain. Nobody knows. But there are signs pointing to him going to the Fed.
Yeah, and this may be the only title run he gets.
Yeah. So if this is the only title run he gets, this is not a good, exclamation point to put on his career with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And some of it has been the booking. Like, his G1 was very, very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
The
G1 has been a lot of treading water. And
a lot of it has not been his fault, though. Like, he had a 3-way with Cody and Kota Ibushi, which, again, drew money. And we talked about on this show why it was a 3-way, because a lot of people didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Not our listeners. Our listeners are too smart for this shit. But was talking about the general wrestling audience who makes me want to pull my hair out. Like, it's a 3-way because you saved the Okada or Omega Ibushi match. Like, anyone with an IQ over 80 realizes that. The problem is Twitter's full of people with IQs under 80.
Yeah.
But it's some of it is his fault. Some of it's not. But you know what? The buck stops here, man. Harry Truman, the buck stops here. You're the champ.
Yeah.
You know what? You get to shoulder that blame. You get bad booking, so what? You're the champ. Deal with it. Put on a good match. Like, come on, Kenny.
At some point, you got to overcome it. Yep.
Yeah. This match wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was fine. It was there. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get that it was there I get that it was there to further the story, the story being told. But you know what? I miss when the IWGP champion had a kick-ass match on every show.
Yeah.
I miss that. I want that back, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that goes back to what I was saying last week. This is the buyer's remorse here. This is the moment where we think to ourselves, how much better would this be if it was Tetsuya Naito out there every week, defending the title and doing psychology that he always does, because he's really fucking good at that and telling stories, because that's the thing that he does even better than Okada. And I would be so down for that.
That time is coming. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I was pro the Omega run. The match that he wanted and is probably still my match of the year. But there's just that little element that's missing. John Cena used to say the champ is here and mean it. Kenny Omega is just, I don't know, he's playing pro wrestler.
He's filling space.
He's just playing pro wrestler. Don't play pro wrestler, be a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, this match was fine. Finley was there to eat the fall, and that's okay. That's fine.
You got to have carpenters.
Super Junior Tag Team final.
This, I still don't know how to feel about this. I'm still like, because especially with the announcement of the fact that there's going to be a repeat of this match at Wrestle Kingdom. Like, I'm not thrilled.
I'm done with multi-tag team matches. I've been done with them 2 years ago. I'm definitely done with them now.
It doesn't offer anything.
Can't we just have tag team A and tag team B have a feud?
Yeah. Well,
am I asking too much?
This also reeks of New Japan's just general apathy about tag teams, and particularly junior tag leagues. That's just a thing that is going to be a general truth for as long as Ghetto continues to hold the book, which sucks, because Ghetto should know by now that he has some all-time greats in his tag team division, and he is just continuously deciding to make it just an whatever moment.
What made me happy? That Shingo has hit the ground running.
Yes, that is actually great.
I was worried. He's an unbelievable worker and has been for years. I was worried that he would not adapt to this slower style in New Japan. And I was wrong. He's really great. He has a swag. He has a swagger. Those lariats, those knees, everything is vicious. It's so nice to watch. I love the Power Junior.
Yeah. I was going to say you had the perfect description for him when you said Power Junior. That is exactly what he is, and that kind of thing it's so rare to see. The last person that I saw that did it well was a little guy named Neville, who now back as Pac again and is killing it once again in Dragon Gate, killing it. So if you can live up to that standard, then you know what. You're gonna make money for sure. So
the show Shingo stuff was so great.
Yeah, I mean, both the guys in Roppongi 3K are great.
Absolutely.
Show I like a little bit better.
I think Show is a future superstar.
Yeah,
not that I don't think Yo isn't, but I think like a Show is an A. And Yo is like an A minus, or B plus, A minus. I think Show could be a future heavyweight star if he fills out, and the weight limits matter. Zack Saber's a $175, and he's a heavyweight. So the weight limits are just suggestions, so I do find it funny that in the WWE the only thing that isn't kayfabe is the 205 live weights.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. Cool. I like the videos of Buddy Murphy cutting weight like he's in the UFC.
Yeah. The Buddy Murphy Kenny Omega Twitter interactions, that was kind of hilarious.
I didn't see it. You know how I feel about Twitter.
Yeah, but like somebody brought up the fact that Buddy cutting weight reminded them of Kenny when he was trying to gain for for joining the heavyweight division. And Kenny replied to that because Kenny vanity searches and basically said, he did the opposite of what I did, but I'd love to face him one day. And Buddy replied on that and said, "Yeah, sure. Whenever you get here, or something to that effect."
By the way, speaking of Twitter, Austin Aries, the fuck are you doing?
He walked away from his fucking company.
Austin, just stop. With the fucking vegan shit and fucking pennies and battery acid and Austin.
He's out of control.
Just stop, man.
Zed,
you're embarrassing yourself, man.
Zed, Sho and Yo were probably on ROH. I know that when they were on their excursion, they went by a different tag team name. They were the Tempura Boys. So you may be remembering them from their excursion period.
What was next?
Next up.
Never. Yeah, this match was no good.
Yeah. I'm glad Goto's got the title back, but Taichi definitely lived up to his reputation here.
Yeah. It's I did enjoy I did enjoy nothing.
I know Taichi's your guy, but he is no damn good.
Goto selling for Taichi was just strange. Bad. Whatever. So, yeah, 1.5 star.
Yeah,
and that may be nice.
This was a reason, you and I both have been clamoring for the Never to be a true open weight title, and I'm glad that they did that in a little sense with Taichi, and I wish that they had been able to continue that by with Ospreay, and get well soon will. But this was the flip side of why open weight sometimes doesn't end up working out, because this was a match that was just awful to watch. I
don't need to see Taichi having a belt anytime in the near future.
But also this was a moment where the heavyweight selling for the junior just didn't look good.
No, it looked terrible.
It was not convincing at all.
Especially a guy who's
and granted, a lot of that is on Taichi for just being bad, and Goto only has limited amounts to work with because Goto is pretty damn good. Goto has his moments.
I love his offense, and I have for a long time.
And his offense is awesome. Yeah, but there's only so much you can do to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and Taichi very clearly did not bring much more than chicken shit to this, which is If you're the champion, you got to do better than that, man. Come on. So
the problem with Taichi is his offense is so terrible that Goto's selling for it just makes the whole thing look so fake.
Yeah,
I mean, Taichi makes the Miz look like fucking Walter in terms of offense. What are we doing here? But hey, onward and upward. Excited for Goto and whomever at the Dome.
Hopefully it's Will.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know they don't always do interfaction stuff unless it's during a tournament, but I would love for Will to come back and say, do respect Goto-san, but I want the opportunity that I never got.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that.
Let's talk about a match that was really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Your friend and mine, Mr. No Neck, Tomohiro Ishii, versus your friend and mine, the scariest bastard in the world, Minoru Suzuki. And my avatar. He is
singularly one of the greatest.
Big props to Red Pro, by the way, getting their belt defended on a major New Japan show.
Yeah, this was the equivalent of when the ROH title was defended back at Wrestle Kingdom in 2016. Was 20?
Kyle O'Reilly, I think, was involved in that match, right?
Yeah, it was Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2017. Oh shit, that was 2017. Yeah.
God, it feels like 10 years ago.
It was so long ago.
2017 feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
God.
It's insane how time flies.
And doesn't. Time flies and doesn't at the same time.
Yes.
So, This is, you know what this was? Like, just two feral animals just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
You know?
And that honestly is what it should be. When you have two guys in there who are just make a living out of beating people senseless, that's what it should be. That's what this match needed to be. And it was. It was everything that it needed to be. These two guys just went in there and just beat each other senseless. And that is exactly what I wanted. I got what I wanted out of this match. I got two guys just going absolutely friggin' ape shit. Not Tongaloa finisher ape shit, but actually ape shit. And just killing each other. And that's when you get a match that makes you believe that these two guys are just gonna leave each other bloodied and lifeless at the end of the match in the middle of the ring, that's like sometimes you need that little bit of that little shot, of maybe this is actually a shoot. Sometimes you need that, and you know what? These two do it so well. Every match that I said last week, every match that these guys have had, especially while the Rev Pro title has been involved, has been amazing. Mm-hmm. And this was just the latest in the series. Amazing. I hope that these guys just have the belt forever, because I would love to see this series of greatness continue.
I'd be for it. And I'd be for anything involving Minoru Suzuki just beating the ever-loving shit out of people. And anything for Tomohiro Ishii just beating the ever-loving shit out of people. Both of those make me happy, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, next, another fun match.
Yeah, a match that had no stakes, but felt like it was one of the most important moments in the show. Tetsuya Naito defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in a classic bit. It was great.
Sabre's had a good year. Maybe he's my wrestler of the year.
Sabre has had a really good year.
And he's had Sabre and Ospreay, we need to give some love to, because they've had great years.
We're gonna talk about them for sure when we get towards our end of the year show, and that's going to be
closer to the end of the year.
Close to the end of the year, obviously. But
Will and Sack, we need to give some love to our friends from the UK.
They are both going to get some major props from us, and rightfully so, because they have just killed it this whole year.
Yeah, especially Will. He's had 4-star matches in 9 different companies.
Yeah,
all over the world.
Yeah, he's killed it.
He's
lived up to what we thought he would do, and the fact that he has done that while also just doing it on his own terms and not saying I need to go to the man, I need to go to the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's still just been able to do it on his own and just be a player at every stage wherever he goes. That's great. That's a success story I can get behind.
Yeah, well said.
So,
Chris Jericho versus your boy Evil. I thought your boy looked good. I thought your boy looked real good. I thought Chris Jericho looked good. This is I am okay with an absentee champion if when you are on my show, your appearances feel special. Your matches feel special?
I suppose, yeah. I've not been a fan.
If you're an absentee champion and you're and you just show up and you don't do anything when you're there, then I don't have any time for you.
In other words, if you're Brock Lesnar. And I think that in the end, that's what the problem of this was for me. I've had just such a bad taste in my mouth of Brock Lesnar, absentee champion, ruining things with WWE, and now we're just going to get even more of that now.
This is the last chance saloon, by the way, for Brock, and I guess for AJ, because a year ago they had their best match, and I mean, we'll see. Maybe they come close. We'll see. This is the last chance saloon for both those guys. But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see if they can pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it,
because I mean, AJ's lost a step and Brock's lost many steps. So we shall see, though. Maybe they turn back the clock.
Brock's lost his whole legs, we'll just say. Brock does not have any legs.
He's like the Black Knight, just standing there jumping up and down with one leg.
Look, you stupid bastard, you haven't got any arms yet. Yes, I have. Look, it's just a flesh wound.
That's Brock. He's lost the entire leg. I'll be fine. Yeah.
That red title is absolutely worthless. You are not wrong, Taker, but that's another story for another day. We're going to keep it with New Japan for now.
If I had the book, I'd have one champion between both brands, and I'd have a touring champion like the fucking territory days. But you know what? Nobody asked me. But moving on. You know, anyway. They should ask me. They're making fucking money hand over fist. Fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, Evil was great in this match.
Yeah.
I'm sad that he didn't win, but you know, that is what it is. I mean, he's still got time.
You know who Evil reminds me of?
Who?
That cool goth kid we all knew in high school.
That's what he is. I mean, that is essentially what he is. Yeah.
But when he first came back from excursion, he wasn't that cool goth kid. He was just that guy with face paint. Now he's grown. Now he's grown into the role, and he's like that cool goth friend that we all knew.
That's what I've said about him for a long time now. Is that, you know, he took this gimmick, which anywhere else would have been absolute garbage, and he's made it into something worth watching at every juncture. It's been great the whole time. That he has had control to make it great. And you know, I think that the turning point on that came like end of 2016, beginning of 2017, when they stopped focusing on the trios belts and actually gave the two of gave Evil you know, a genuine focus. You know, and then they had the little run where he and Sonata had the tag belts, and you know, that whole time he's just been really damn good. He's just been really damn good, and the gimmick has grown with him. Again, you know, he very easily could have stayed as just face paint, but it has been really damn good. So I am all in favor of that.
Yeah.
Taker, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on that because I am totally totally drawing a blank here on what that was. Was it in DMs? Let me just check my DMs. Let me just see what it was. Or was it something in Twitch chat? Because yeah. Okay, yes. I do remember. Yes, I will remember to mention that for sure. Absolutely. We'll get to that at the end of the show. But anyway, back to Chris Jericho and Evil. You know, Evil did look good. I'm praying and hoping that he does get his time to shine sooner rather than later. But
I think it will be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I want the Evil's singles title run. That's really what I want.
The very fact that he was in this spot and Sonata wasn't should tell you who they think is more important of the two.
Yeah, and Sonata is, by all accounts, the better. He is the better worker.
It's not about
his in-ring stuff, but it's not always about the in-ring work. And Evil, and that's a moment where Sonata, you know, it's like he's his own worst enemy in that case, because you know his whole character is the silent assassin, but you know the majority of that has been exactly that, silent. So people don't really have a whole lot to latch onto other than the fact that he's really fucking handsome and he ties people up in paradise locks and is just incredibly athletic in the ring.
And had a great match with Kazukata.
Yeah.
Along with everyone else in the world.
Yeah. Along with, you know, literally every other person that has ever stepped into the ring in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. But, along with everyone else on the roster.
Yeah. So. But, you know, Evil has the great ring work and he has the character work to go along with it, and I really am looking forward to the moment when, you know, they can actually capitalize on that. And it's like the King of Darkness world now is also the king of, you know, New Japan with this singles title that he has. And please, dear God, don't make it be the never openweight.
No, I would
make it be the fucking IC. I want him to have the IC title.
You know what else I like about Evil? I like his look. It's very old school pro, and I don't mean the face paint. I just mean the way his physique.
Yeah,
he's just a thick, sturdy, old school looking guy. You know, he looks like Jumbo Tsuruta would look. You know,
you want to know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a young Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah, only taller and more of a neck.
Slightly taller, more of a neck, but he's got that same blockiness to him, and his style in the ring has that same just physical grit to it. Every time that he, changes direction and runs off the ropes and hits that wicked lariat on somebody that's my wrestling crack. I love it.
He looks like wrestlers used to look before it became a bunch of bodybuilders taking the gas.
Yeah.
Just thick, angry guys who, you saw in a bar and they weren't cut, but they were big-ass steel workers or bricklayers, you know what I mean? Or tough guys, and they beat the crap out of you and then sit back down and finish your beer. Basically what Kevin Owens thinks he is, but isn't.
Yeah. Because Kevin Owens drinks too much of the beer and doesn't beat enough people down.
No.
But that's another story for another day.
We'll tag league real quick.
Yeah. All right. So we've got, how many teams do we have here? Let me just take a look. Wrong window. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams to discuss here. The main thing, there's little bits with each team. So first off, Togi Makabe and Toa Henare, which is very interesting. I don't know why they're not having Honma participate in World Tag League and having it be GBH. But, I'm sure that there's reasons for that. Maybe, he has to take it a little bit easier after his injury. That's entirely feasible. But we'll see. Tenzan and Kojima, Tenkozy.
Always.
Back at it again because they are
ageless.
They are ageless wonders and they're incredible and we love them. So,
we wish nothing but happiness to them.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
In every way. So that's cool. I'm glad to see them getting their shine on again. Yuji Nagata and Manabu Nakanishi again, classic performers. Nakanishi, he is what he is.
He's old.
But Yuji Nagata still has it and he'll carry the weight and he'll be good.
Yeah, he'll be
see
fine.
him in there. He's always fun to watch. This is the funny one that I'm really excited and interested to see how it goes. Yato Yoshida and Shota Umino, the Young Lion team.
Yes, I'm very interested to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Shota Umino, I am very high on.
Yes. Umino is this year's Hirai Kawato.
Yes.
He has definitely stepped it up. He has shown that he is very clearly the ace of the Young Lions. And he's going to go on excursion next year, and he's going to be awesome. Right in time for Kawato to come back from excursion and also be awesome. So, can't go wrong there.
No, you certainly cannot.
So, I don't expect them to do well necessarily, but I'm sure that they will, have a good showing. And it will be great to see them kicking ass and taking names like that for a little bit that they have. Juice Robinson and David Finlay reprising their team from last year.
Sure.
Juice is great. Finlay's great. And, they're not going to win it, but
they'll have good matches.
They'll have some good matches, and it'll be a fun time to watch, as always. Tragically and awfully, Jeff Cobb is back teaming with literal human shit again for this year. I don't know why they thought to do that again after what sort of a disaster last year was when, there was very clearly internal struggles between the two of them throughout World Tag League, and it was just a bad time.
And the matches weren't even good.
Because literal human shit is not good. But that's another story for another day. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this because other than to think that they wanted to bring Cobb back but didn't really know what to do with him when they did.
Cobb's guy I'd like to see in the Never Mix.
Yeah. Oh, he was. He had the match against Goto with the title and one of the California shows.
Yeah, that's right.
I would love to see him get more of a role in that mix too. Yeah. Give him more of a singles role. Like, give him more time. Like, I know he's doing his whole thing with ROH. He's I don't remember if he's the world champion on ROH or the TV champion, but he's got one of the titles right now in Ring of Honor, and he's he's doing his thing there. So it makes sense given that he's holding the belt for Ring of Honor that he would also have a little bit more significant of a role with New Japan. So hopefully they will do that because Cobb is like he's a guy that would just fit it right in New Japan. That's the scene where he belongs. It's perfect. So I would love to see him not be mired in a tag team with literal human shit, and for him to actually have a shot at making a name for himself. That's that would be a regular among the company. So hopefully they'll do that with him after this whole debacle is over, because it is a debacle when it involves literal human shit.
Next,
and we all know who we're talking about, by the way. Next, Ishii and Yano. They are still a tag team. They will always be a tag team, and
always and forever.
Yeah,
world without end.
Yeah, the dichotomy is still funny. I still enjoy it. It's gonna get old eventually, but Ishii just sells it with his whole my partner's a freaking idiot, but whatever.
I love him.
But,
he's my brother.
He's on my team, and I'm not going to disrespect and abandon my team. So in that regard, it works. It works surprisingly well. Beretta and Chucky T.
Okay.
The best friends.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
Very glad to see Beretta back. I know he's been back for a little bit, but he had a litany of injuries. And Chuck Taylor just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And in a tournament like this, it's fine.
Yeah. And, Chuck is as part of Chaos. Like, in general, whenever he has those moments where he's doing Chaos stuff, he's always just a fun time to watch, because he's that little, like, in between that exists of, like, he's, he understands the seriousness that exists of Chaos, but he also has that little bit of levity to him like Yano does. So it's like that little extra, like, in between layer that connects Yano to the rest of the stable. So I appreciate Chuck Taylor for that aspect of his character work. And I'm sure that him and Beretta, they have such good chemistry that they're going to do great in tag league. Yeah, that's great. Hangman Page and Yujiro Takahashi.
Okay.
Hangman is great. Yujiro is meh.
Yeah.
But they
not thrilled with this Yujiro run.
I mean,
but meh. Meh.
It is what it is.
All right. All right. Hangman I like a lot.
Yeah. Page is very clearly he's the goods. He is great, and he's going to continue to be great.
Mm-hmm.
He has shown no signs of slowing down after that great G1 run.
Yeah,
he's shown that it was definitely not a fluke.
No, that's good to see that he's been able to keep up the consistency.
Yeah, and that's huge. That
Absolutely.
Is huge. In a business full of one-hit wonders, you need to have somebody like Adam Page who is going out there and actually putting in the work to make sure that people believe in him. So, yeah, good on him. Keep it up, Page. Next, your current IWGP heavyweight tag team champions, my friends, my favorites, the Guerrillas of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, these guys.
You love them. You've been on them since day one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when everybody was saying that, when Tanga Loa came into New Japan and everybody was saying he was no damn good, and that Tama Tonga was washed up and didn't have anything left, I said, give it time. And lo and behold, here we are. And these two guys have just killed it at every opportunity that they've had. And they are still just killing it. So I hope that I don't think that they're going to win Tag League because of the fact that, they don't normally have the champions win Tag League. But
no,
I'm sure that they are going to put in a great fucking showing.
Yeah.
And, they're going to just continue to do the awesome work that they've done, as they should, because they're fucking awesome, as we've established.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that's that. Minoru Suzuki and Takeshi Iizuka. I really wish that they would stop trying to make Iizuka a thing. He really is just filling space.
He's not young, and it doesn't do anything for him, Yeah,
the claw is it's overdone. The gimmick is just whatever. I'm past it. I'm over it.
Yep.
So I really wish that they would just get rid of that. That being said, I mean, Minoru Suzuki, we've well established is.
We're not going to say anything bad about him because he may kill us.
Yeah.
So,
but we don't need to be even tempted to say anything bad about him because he's just fucking great. So,
and he'll kill us.
And he will kill us. Yeah,
he's great. We love him, and if we don't, he'll kill us.
Yes,
he's like Kim Jong Un.
There's a name I never want to hear on our show again, please. Next, Killer Elite Squad, human piece of shit Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr. Whatever. I've said my piece about them. Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi as a team.
Yeah,
I feel like this was just a way to get another Suzuki Gun team in there and give Zack something to do.
It was. Exactly what it was. And it's 3 Suzuki Gun teams.
Yeah, and to give Zack Sabre something to do because they clearly couldn't replicate the awesomeness of Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. as a tag team that exists in Rev Pro. Because if they did that, nobody would have a fucking chance. So clearly they couldn't do that, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Somebody's got to carry Taichi's weight every so often. So this is Zach's turn. And finally, my other boys, my other favorites. Wait, no, they did. Did they win last year's tag league? I think they won. Last year's tag league. Yes, they did. The winners of last year's World Tag League from Los Ingobernables de Japón, Sonata and Evil.
They are my winners of this year's tag league too.
I would love to see them win this year's tag league.
Because you said the champs don't win.
Yeah,
but
I would not mind.
The rest of these teams are way too hodgepodgey.
Yeah. I would not mind.
Like if it was Suzuki and Zach, I could pick Suzuki and Zach.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
I'm not picking Zach and Taichi.
No, or Minoru and Iizuka.
And Glove Man.
Yeah. I would not mind at all if we had a repeat of last year's finals. I would not mind that at all because year's I actually might do that as my match of the week next week. Last year's finals of World Tag League with Sonata and Evil facing the Gorillas was fucking amazing. You want to talk about great tag team matches? That was a great freaking tag team match. So I may do that as my match of the week next week. We'll see.
Sounds good.
The only other team that I like, there are only 2 other teams that I could see them see go into the finals. Ishii and Yano is one, and that's just because they did well 2 years ago when they had the 3-way. That was the Ishii and Yano versus the Gorillas versus GBH. AKA Cursed Fest 2016.
Yes.
I can't call it Fuck Fest 2016 because there were other curses besides fuck, but it was a lot of cursing.
It was like listening to 2 longshoremen unload a boat.
It's so good, though.
Like, my Christ.
It was so good, though.
Yeah, they were going at it.
Everything about it was great, and I will never say no to that.
I love wrestling sometimes.
Those moments, that was some great fucking wrestling moments. That was great. But yeah, I would not be surprised if Ishii and Yano is involved in the mix. The other team is, and I'm again, unfortunately, Literal Human Shit and Jeff Cobb.
No. It won't be them. I'm just saying this. I would be very surprised.
See, here's the thing, though. I would not be surprised because even in spite of all of the baggage and all of the...
Has his trial started yet?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a trial. I think it might just be a... I don't
know.
It's just a civil suit against him.
Yeah, well, it's going to trial, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know the details, and
I thought there was I don't know. He's
Moses Malone is not.
I'm not expending brain cells thinking about him. You know what I'm saying?
I know that Moses Malone has not been has chosen not to disclose full details of what's been going on, and that is, of course, her right.
Probably for the best.
We would be very respectful of that because she's
probably for the best.
She has gone through enough.
But that's from a legal standpoint. That's also a smart move.
Yeah, but
I thought there was a trial, but I could be talking out of my ass, and I don't want to. So I could be 100% wrong.
We'll see.
I thought there was a trial. I don't know. I don't know for sure. You know, I don't want to say something that is wrong. So, but moving back to the team, I don't think that team is going to go very far. I mean, this is like a 1-block round robin tournament, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's round robin.
But it's one block.
It's like, well, it's scored like the G1 is. So,
yeah, but it's 1 block though. It's not.
It's 1 block. It's everybody's. Yeah, everybody's in the same group.
Which,
so yeah.
Holy God, that's a lot of show. That's a lot of matches.
Yeah, 14 teams. Yeah, it's a huge group.
And of the teams that can make some noise, Gorilla's Destiny, obviously, because of the champs, and that's what the champs do. Champs always make noise. Evil and Sonata. I could see Paige and Yujiro making a little bit of noise.
But not enough to...
No. But I'm saying like the teams that will be competitive, you know? Yeah. Like these hodgepodge, Toriano and Ishii, but these hodgepodge teams that got thrown together last minute, which is what this feels like they're not going very far.
Yeah. I mean, I could see as like a dark horse team, I could see Juice and Finlay doing something.
But they've been together in the past, though.
Yeah, they've been together in the past, and also it's kind of overdue at this point for Finlay to start breaking out of just being, you know, the requisite guy to take the pin in those matches. It's past time for him to start getting a little bit more clout to his name. So I think this would be a good opportunity for that. Absolutely. So we'll see.
Okay. Anything else on World Tag League before we get out of here?
No. That's about it.
My pick is Evil and Sonata in the finals against. Give me Ishii and Yano.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. Yeah, Evil and Sonata over Ishii and Yano. Very safe, very chalk pick. But you know what? It's Tag League. Weird shit happens, but I don't think weird shit's going to happen this year.
Yeah, not this time.
So, Christopher, who do we got plugs?
Yeah, let's do the plugs, guys. So, we have some of our friends in the chat tonight from our brethren in Los Ingobernables de Japón. And I'm going to start with the Connoisseurs of Wrestling because we have a very, very happy announcement. I want to say big congratulations and good wishes to Legends Lover, who went to the doctors yesterday and has officially been diagnosed 7 years cancer-free. And looking
that's awesome.
Like remission is that much less of a possibility now. So good for her. I'm so incredibly pleased to hear that.
That's absolutely fucking incredible, man. You made my night.
Yeah. And I, hope that there's only more good news to come for her because, that's always a great thing. So definitely check out the Connoisseurs of Wrestling featuring Legends Lover, Taker's Minion, Biff Kensington III, and the man to my left, right, and center, George Savas.
We're doing Women's Month this month, Chris.
Oh, beautiful.
Profiling female performers in this fine business.
I know you guys don't know ahead of time, but all I'm gonna say is
I'm gonna Go on.
I was gonna say is there'd better be an episode where I hear the names mentioned of Manami Toyota and Aja Kong and Dynamite Kansai and Ayaka Hamada and Mayumi Ozaki and all these other legends.
Jumping Bomb Angels.
Jumping Bomb Angels and, the Crush Gals.
I'm going to say, we don't spoil kayfabe, but I'm going to say check your local listings on that, Chris.
Absolutely.
I would say stay tuned. Stay tuned.
5 sure, as I want to say. So, yeah. Additionally, you can find the Good Brother Takers Minion along with our other brother, Mr. Dr. Senju, on Saturday mornings at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for Shooting the Breeze. This weekend, maybe not this weekend, but in an upcoming weekend, Shooting the Breeze may be doing a little something similar to something that we did and similar to something the connoisseurs did, according to what Mr. Dr. Senju has said on the good old Twitter machine. There may be something like that happening. So check your local listings for that. And there is also some discussion of possible Los Ingober Nobles Day podcast group watch and live reaction to NXT TakeOver War Games. So that's a possibility as well. We will see what happens there.
Yeah.
But either way, absolutely go and check out the Good Brothers at Shooting the Breeze Saturday mornings. Get your breakfast, get your graps. We love them. They're good brothers, and we are happy to
We compared Taker's Minion to Karl Marx on Monday's show because he's our spiritual godfather. I think, we said you would Shay because if anybody was going to get shot by a bunch of Bolivians in the jungle, it would be you.
Yeah. I am
all of us.
I am the requisite radical of this group.
If Taker's Minion is Karl Marx, and I am Lenin, and Biff Kensington is Stalin because he wears a great mustache. I'm told. Mm-hmm. You're Che because if anyone's getting shot by a bunch of people in Bolivia, it's going to be you.
Yeah. Well, what does that make MVS?
Mao. Duh.
Oh yeah, duh. God.
Duh.
What the hell? I dropped the ball here. Oh my God. Please take my card away as being a history connoisseur. Yeah, Jesus.
That's okay. But go on with the plugs. I'm sorry, sir.
So check out, like I said, check out Shooting the Breeze. We love them. They're good brothers. And other shows, the other show on the LIP network, Grounds for Development on Thursday mornings with Biff Kensington and Greg the Hold, aka the Saskatchewan Spinning Nerve Hold, where they talk about the Performance Center and NXT 205 Live. And I'm assuming NXT UK is going to be in the mix on that as well now. Biff, you're in the chat. If you can, would like to elaborate on that, you can, of course. But talking about the, growth of talent that is coming up in the WWE system, and just forecasting what greatness is on the horizon, because that's always a good thing to do, to talk about the future. And last but not least, one Tuesday night a month, you can catch me, Taker's Minion, and Legends Lover with One Night at the Round Table, a special show just devoted to us chatting about whatever topics come to mind. We, as we have said before, this show is not for the faint of heart. This is a show that is meant for people who are looking for intense discussion topics, and this this first episode that we had a few weeks ago is no different. I believe our next episode is going to be not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, the 20th. I'm not sure what
Thanksgiving week Tuesday.
Yeah, Thanksgiving week Tuesday. I'm not sure what we will be talking about, but we will have a topic for you guys, and we will try to keep it something of intelligence and of a suitable degree of authenticity, because that's what we strive for on One Night at the Round Table. Additionally, other podcasting shows we like to promote, please be sure to check out Tanya Rogers with... Oh, wait, no, we forgot one more. The last member of LIP. I can't believe I always forget this because I don't just do. But please be sure to also check out Don Sal Cusmano over at Outerline Media with Match Fixing. He's going to be talking mostly soccer going forward on Match Fixing, but I'm sure that there will be some wrestling content mixed in there. So please go and check out.
I may make a run in on a Match Fixing in the near future.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
So
we shall see.
Yes, we'll
have more info for you.
Absolutely. So be sure to check out Don Sal, show him some support because he is another good brother, and we appreciate the content that he brings. Additional shows outside of the LIP network to support, please go and support Tanya Rogers with Suplexes and Shea Butter, featuring Danny and Princess Claudine, bringing wrestling from the perspective of three women of color. They do great work. Their shows are awesome. I know that they definitely do not censor themselves with regards to what topics they talk about. The episode where they discussed Roman Reigns, very, very intense listen, and highly recommended that everybody go and check them out as well. And also be sure to check out Darnell Mitchell with the Queer Nerds, bringing wrestling to you from the perspective of people of color, women, people within the LGBTQ plus community, and other underrepresented groups in wrestling, emphasizing the fact that wrestling is indeed for everyone. Please be sure to go and show them some support as well. And I think that's about it for the shows that we'd like to promote. Yeah. So now that we've talked about the important people, let's talk about ourselves. You can catch us on Twitter as well at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. We are not the important guys here. Everybody else is definitely, we like to throw the support to everybody else, but I guess we're all right too.
We're not bad. We're not bad.
But yeah, come and follow us on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle, and you can follow our personal Twitters as well. At CrazyChris576 and at GatSavas for all the other, content that we like to talk about. We're always happy to talk to you guys with whatever discussion topics you want, because we like hearing from you guys. So be sure to come and check us out there. You can follow us on iTunes. Follow the link in the description.
I got roped into a discussion yesterday on French Field Marshal Philippe Pétain.
So, really?
Yeah. We sprayed all fields over here.
That we do. We've said that before, and that will forever be true, because we are far too random in our discussion topics to be able to hold ourselves to just one topic. But yeah, check us out on iTunes. Follow the link in the description below the video. Subscribe on iTunes. Give us a rating. Give us a recommendation. And especially important, please go and check out the Los Ingobernables podcast Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Los Ingobernables podcast. We'll be migrating all of the LIP network of shows over to Twitch starting officially on December 1st. And we hope that you will follow us there and come and show some support. The channel is established, but we only have 4 followers, so we would appreciate it if you have a Twitch account to go and throw us a follow. If you don't have a Twitch account, it's very easy to make one, and we hope that you will bring the support on over there as well, because that means the world to us. And last but not least, if you were looking for any non-wrestling content, please feel free to come and follow me on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/crazychris576, where we are playing all the greatest video games. We are resuming Destiny 2 Friday Night Fights tomorrow night. Hoping to get some people together, maybe do a raid at some point. So if you are interested, please come and hang out in the chat, 8 p.m. Eastern. And just, if you want to get in the game, that's where you would do it. And every other night that we're streaming, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays, you'll find us on Borderlands 2 and mixing other games into the mix as we feel so inclined to do. So I hope you can join us there for that as well. I think that's about it. Have anything else? As George mentioned at the top of the show, it is cold. It is the winter time. And it's, this is definitely a period of time to be considerate of others around you. So if you are able to, if you have, possession of clothing and goods that you would not otherwise be using, please feel free to bring them to your local donation center of, religious or non-denominational variety. And, get some use for those things out there, because, there are others out there who could definitely use that to improve their own quality of life as we get into the winter months. And that matters. That does make a huge difference.
I mean, we're all in this great big human condition together, right, Chris?
Yeah, and it's a shitty enough condition as it is.
Yep.
So no reason not to try and make it somewhat better for somebody else.
Yeah.
If you can.
Thank you, sir. I forgot about that. Thank you for plugging that again. I appreciate that.
You are very welcome. Glad I could do that.
That sounds
like that's about it. I got a pizza to order, so
order your pizza. I'll take us home.
Yeah, take us home, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, a sincere thank you, as always, for listening to us today. Thanks for jumpstarting your weekend with us. We are blessed to have you as listeners. If you haven't yet, give us the thumbs up on YouTube. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Don't eat your coats. Don't work yourselves into a shoot. Yeah. That's Chris. I'm George. This is 2 Guys, 1 Sport. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Episode 80 is in the books.